Hello friends. Many of you have asked me how we sort coffee and how we choose coffees from our farm. So I want to show you in simple steps what we do from the moment we get the coffee from our farm here all the way to deciding which coffees we will serve to you. This coffee just came from our farm and it's one of our lots. You can see lot 11 here. It's written by my sister. Actually, you can see the pretty writing. What I typically do is I pour the coffee into these screens and I screen sort the coffees by size first. I'm just screening the coffee now. The smaller beans will fall all the way to the bottom. And as you can see here on the side, there are size numbers. So each coffee size will stay on each specific screen. So when I stop shaking and I don't hear beans falling anymore, that means the sorting is completed. I want to show it to you how much of each coffee stays on each screen. This is the 16. This is the 15. This is the 14. This is the 13. And this is what we just consider as defects, smaller beans. An interesting fact about the size 13 is that the 13 is the size for the mini-me. So these are not defects. These are just the beans that we love as the mini-me. As you can see, there are only a few in each sample. So the mini-me is a collection of the different 13 sizes from coffees from our farm. Now that the coffee is sorted by size, I'm gonna start removing the defects. One thing that I would like to mention is when we're talking about defects in the coffee, we're talking about that we want to bring to you the very best coffee we can possibly produce. Coffee the way it is now, without sorting by screen and without sorting, removing defects, is already exportation grade coffee. So this is already considered very good to premium coffee bought by exporters or importers that go to Brazil and will do the massive roasting anywhere else. And what we are told by many of those importers is that they often buy coffees like ours, which are very good, to mix with coffees with lower quality, so they can improve the quality of all the other coffees. So you see how careful and meticulous we are when we are preparing your coffee. So this is the book that I studied and that I use to determine what are defects and what are not. And I'm not gonna go over all the defects, but as you can see here as I move from page to page, there are different kinds of defects. You'll see that we don't have any of these full blacks here. It's hard to tell if we have any sour at this point. Any fungus damage. We don't have any matter. As you can see, the coffee is pretty clean. This is one of the things that we are very careful at the farm level when milling the coffee. Now I'm gonna go through the sample and I'm gonna remove all those defects from this sample here. And after this sample is pre-screened, then we're gonna roast it and we're gonna cup it. During cupping, we're gonna score the coffees. We're gonna find the very best lots from our farm and we'll bring these coffees to you. So you can imagine how much work there is involved in choosing the best coffees. So I'm gonna do this for every single bag we sell to you. Actually, I'm just kidding. You can imagine that it would take forever for us to sort the amount of coffee that we sell. What we do here is on a sample size for our own reference. When we're ready, when we have selected the samples or the lots of coffee that we're gonna bring to you, we use a laser sorter to do this process. So imagine what I'm doing here, but in a much bigger scale. So you're gonna have huge screens to select the coffee, and after the coffee is selected according to its size, then the coffee goes into the laser sorter that's going to do this process that I'm doing here. And typically what we bring here is around 50% of that entire lot. Everything else stays there And that 50% that we at Unleash Coffee call defect, that is actually also sold to importers as exportation grade. I hope that you now know a little more about what we do with our coffees, and we're very excited for this latest harvest. We put a lot of work into it, and we hope that you are as excited as we are to try our latest harvest coffee. Send us questions, comments, or anything that you would like to share about Unleash Coffee. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching.